I have officially been running this YouTube channel for the past 2 years, which is crazy. It feels like time has flown by. And I feel like every time I record one of these update videos, which I like to do every 6 months throughout my YouTube journey, I really am amazed at just how quickly time flies and how we don't have control over it. The only thing that we control is the actions that we take during that time. So I hope that this video is helpful for anyone that is considering going on their own YouTube journey, or maybe they're on their journey and they're wondering what this looks like behind the scenes for other people. I'm Amanda Horvath, and I'm all about helping business owners and entrepreneurs leverage the power of video without breaking the bank or taking up tons of their time. So if you're looking to use video in your strategy this year, then be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. Before we really dive into the content within this video, I would love to hear from you. How long have you been watching this channel, and how has the content of this channel impacted your life and business? I genuinely would not be here without you guys, all of the viewers that are hungry for this information and ready to use video to really step into their power and get their message out into the world. I am so incredibly grateful for you watching this video right now. So I would love to get to know you further. Just go ahead and drop a comment below. And if you are not already, be sure to follow me on Instagram, because that's really where I cut loose and show you guys a lot of the behind the scenes of what's going on, and really just talk to you one-on-one in the DMs. So be sure to make that happen. We are going to be covering a ton of material within this video, and that's because the last 6 months have been crazy for everyone. So I'm going to be giving you guys really my perspective on that. And I think that it's just a really interesting period of time, the exponential growth that I have experienced between 1.5 years and 2 years. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break this video into different sections, and we're going to be talking about everything from my perspective on being a thought leader to making money, how I am building a business from this YouTube channel, and all of those different things. So be sure to stay tuned till the very end, because this information is gold, I am telling you. So with that, let's dive into the first one. The world has fallen apart over the last 6 months with the global pandemic of all of us having to be isolated at home, living in a place of fear. And it wasn't just fear for your individual self, but also for the loved ones around you. I think this kind of mentality that we had of, if you go out and get groceries, then you might kill your grandmother kind of thing. It was an intense feeling for every single person, and to have to address that on the channel was a really interesting moment for me. And it kind of like pushed my comfort zone a little bit and open myself up to really explaining how I'm processing things, how I'm imperfect and I don't have all the answers either, and really show up for you guys in that way. That was the first interesting moment. And then a couple of weeks ago, with George Floyd's death and everything that went on around that, I found myself yet again in the same position where I was like, I can't not address this on the channel. How am I going to address this? Like, how do I feel about this? And really sitting with it and deciding what to do. So I think that I really woke up to the thought leadership that comes along with having this YouTube channel. I mean, I always talk about thought leadership and building thought leadership through video, but you kind of think about it in terms of your expertise. Like, oh, I'm going to be a thought leader within video. But actually, you're going to be a thought leader, period, because these things are going to come up. You're going to have to communicate your perspective one way or another and contribute to the conversation. So I just wanted to point those two moments out as a very interesting path on this journey. lately, one of the things that I've really woken up to is that video is really a spiritual teacher. I've said for this entire journey that this is a self-development journey, and it's really hard to describe all of the subtle shifts that have occurred in me as I've kind of navigated this path. But now I've kind of gained an even higher up perspective in seeing video as this spiritual teacher. So I recognized that I was called to do video 2 years ago. I have made very subtle shifts. Like the first year was really about figuring out how to make this happen. The second year was about building an online course so that I could fully transition to making the impact that I desire, right? And that call to adventure that I heard 2 years ago to start this YouTube channel, and looking back and seeing the subtle journey of how I've been led through this, and how, to be honest, I have zero control over the results, and recognizing the humility of that, of how I am a pawn to make a greater impact to a certain extent. And I know that's a super intense statement, but one of the affirmations that I have been telling myself over and over again is that God controls the results and I control my effort. So I have taken effort on this channel. I have put my all into it. And when I'm trying to control the results, or trying to why isn't this working? And I get frustrated in the process and whatnot. It's like learning to let go of that, learning to trust the process, and recognize that that's part of the lesson in this. That's part of the spiritual journey that I'm on, is learning to have the faith to trust in the process, knowing that it is happening, that it is moving forward, and that I'm making slow progress, and that I am just part of the journey. The greater plan, right? So just learning to truly tap into my intuition, remain in a place of humility, a place of gratitude. That has been a continual journey for me and will continue to be as well. So I know that's kind of really, I always say this on my channel, I know that's woo-woo or out there, but as I continue doing this more and more, I recognize that there's absolutely no way of denying that. Video is a spiritual teacher. During the past 6 months, I have definitely experienced exponential growth on the platform. So 6 months ago, at my 1.5 year mark, I was at around 3,700 subscribers, and right now I am at 12.5 thousand subscribers or something like that. Now, I do want to note that I am actually a couple of weeks late to releasing this video, because I was planning to release it 2 weeks ago, or I guess last week, but because of the George Floyd death and wanting to address that, everything kind of got pushed back by a week. So on the day, which is June 5th, that I hit the 2-year mark on YouTube, I was at 10,000 subscribers. So just within a 2-week period, I've gained almost 2,500 subscribers, which is crazy. And the reason that happened is because a video that I created 11 months ago just got picked up by the YouTube algorithm. So I think the lesson here is just, once again, continuing to take action, continuing to trust the process. I mentioned in my year on YouTube video that YouTube is a game, and the rules are written. And if you follow the rules, then it is inevitable that you will actually get success. And so I have been practicing what I preach, and I might release a video, the video that blew up was all about how to read a script, or how to naturally read a video script. And I remember filming that video and being like, wow, this is a super solid video, almost so much so that it should probably be paid, kind of thing. And I tend to do that on this channel. I just give out tons of information, right? Because I want to help you guys, genuinely. Then I released the video and it got 100 views. It's okay, that's that. Guess that wasn't it. Moving on, next one. And 11 months later, I am benefiting from creating that video. So that brings me, back to the previous point of just trusting the process and knowing that you're going to start small, but over time, it will naturally kind of increase. And I'm still, to a lot of people, 12,000 subscribers is nothing. Like, I know people that started off at the same time as me and they're already at 100,000 subscribers, right? So it's all a perspective thing. And I really have learned to love the slow growth because, to be honest, when I look at the person that has 100,000 subscribers, there is a fear component that comes in with that of, I don't think that I was at the place, or I am at the place, and I think I'm slowly doing the work to get there to where I would want to be in front of that many people, and I'm still kind of figuring out my voice and refining my message and all that. So the slow growth has really given me an opportunity to do that without dealing with the fear and anxiety that suddenly 100,000 people are watching you. So that is my 2 cents on growth. My update video from 6 months ago, I talked about how burned out I was and how tired I was of having to create consistent weekly videos every single week, shoot, film, edit, create the title, the description, the tags, the thumbnail, everything all in one day. And I am glad to report back that that is no longer the case. Today I am doing that for this video, but it's not. I have like 6 videos in the can, and there have been times where I have like 15 videos shot and edited. And the way that I've been able to do that is by really having intention to batch content once per month. So I film 4 to 5 videos in one sitting once per month, and then I outsource 80% of the editing because I'm the thought leader and I still need to kind of go through at the very end and make sure that I'm not repeating myself or that the information is accurate and that I'm not rambling. So I cut out anything that the outsourcer might not be able to do. So that's why I say 80% of the editing. So that system has been absolutely amazing and has actually made this experience feel a lot lighter and not as heavy. So right now I have 6 videos shot and I'm still planning to shoot 4 to 5 probably sometime next week in order to make sure that I continue staying consistent. I have also now packaged all of that system into my DIY video roadmap that I just finished launching last week actually, and I will be launching that again in September of this year. And we'll eventually get it to where it's available all the time. But for right now, I want to make sure that the program is 100% like gets people results and everything. So it's a guided program with me right now. So if you are interested in getting started on this journey, then be sure to keep an ear out for when that actually does open up in September, since you just missed the close date last Thursday. This has continued to be an obstacle of, how do I choose my topics? Am I doing the keyword research first and foremost before I film my video like everyone recommends? Or am I just filming my video and then doing keyword research afterwards? Because if you are doing YouTube SEO and your title, your description, your tags, that's what I mean by like SEO. Those are the different elements that play into a well-optimized video for YouTube. Playing that game can be really confusing because, as I mentioned previously, you might not know, you'll never know what actually is the thing that makes a video work. The videos that have hit, I have put in just as much effort into those titles and descriptions and tags as compared to other random videos that haven't hit. And you don't know, maybe later down the road, more people start to search for that topic, and then you will recognize the spike in viewership and subscribers at that point. My stance on this at this period of time is that my focus first and foremost is on consistency. And as I've previously established, I'm sitting down once per month to film 4 to 5 videos. And there are times where I show up and I still don't have the keyword research done and maybe don't even have the topics completely done. And I just need to push past that resistance and say, okay, in this moment in time, what is it? This is the whole spiritual journey, right? Like, what is it that what are the words that I need to say in this moment? Like, what topics can I talk to from the bottom of my heart that I don't need to script and overanalyze and think and all that kind of stuff? Then I just take that topic, that video, I find the most relevant keywords possible for it and upload that video like that. So that's kind of been a little bit more of my approach. I'm still kind of balancing it. Like, I try to do keyword research as much as possible, but I'm also doing those two things. I think ultimately the value in hearing me say this is that even at my stage of 2 years of being into this, I still don't fully understand YouTube SEO. And I've tried to hire people, like go on Upwork and hire someone to like maybe help me in this or optimize old past videos. And it's really challenging to find someone to be able to do that too. So I think that you just have to do your best and push forward, knowing that you're not going to have all the answers because no one fully understands how the YouTube algorithm works or whatever. So you just have to learn the basics, do your best, and move on. If you've done any online marketing in the past, then you've heard everyone talk about how your newsletter or your email list is one of the most important things that you can have in your business. And I have definitely taken that into account since day one of starting this YouTube channel. But one of the things that's been challenging is figuring out how to really crack the code on how do you take your subscribers and entice them to join your newsletter. So I've tested out several different things throughout my time of doing this to really figure out what worked. So at first, what I was doing was I was creating videos and I would associate a freebie with that video that was specific to it and do a call to action to download that specific freebie. But that was challenging to be creating so many different freebies, which is really just like something that someone would opt in for and give their email list in exchange to get that. It was exhausting to have to constantly create those, and I often fell flat on my ability to do that. So at one point in time, I decided to create a 3-part video series that was a quick start guide to video. And this is all the information that I wish people would know when they're creating videos. It's all about how to create videos that actually get you the results that you're after, how to structure them in a way that people actually watch, and how to have each video kind of compound on top of each other so that you're gaining traction with your videos rather than just kind of throwing things at the wall. So I put a ton of effort into that 3-part video series, and that was the best decision that I could possibly make because I naturally talk about it in a lot of my videos because it's the first step that a lot of people should be taking. So I will just have a video and I'll casually drop that and say, if you want that, you can go ahead and grab it in the description below. And that has slowly been building my email list as I produce more and more videos with these subtle call to actions. So my recommendation here is just to focus on one main freebie that you can really put a lot of work in and ask yourself, like, where is it that someone would need to start? And how can I create something around that and give that away for free in exchange for them to really get into my email list? So that would be my recommendation there. I decided to monetize my channel, I think starting in January of this year, and it takes a little bit of time for it to be processed and all those things. So I pretty much have been monetized this entire year, and it's a slow kind of growth process over time, but I would say the average amount of revenue per month is about $200 to $300 on ads. So that's not very much money, but hey, it's something. So that's good to know at this stage. That's kind of what it's looking like. In addition to that, I also have affiliate marketing. So I occasionally will recommend gear, and most of the gear that I recommend is affordable gear that I am reviewing. So it's not a very high price point item that I'm recommending, because my whole thing is not breaking the bank or taking up tons of your time. So I occasionally will have in the description some Amazon affiliate links that when people do buy the recommended gear, I get a small kickback. So that amount is about $300 per month. So between those two, it's about $500 per month for purely passive income, which is pretty awesome at this stage. And then in addition to that, I have a social teaser template that I sell that has a title at the top with subtitles at the bottom and a little progress bar going across to show how much is remaining in that video. So I just sell that for $20, and I tend to sell a couple of those each month. So it averages out to be about $50 per month. So between those three revenue streams, it's about $550. Obviously, not very much when it comes to actually surviving. So it's more so just kind of additional income, where the true money and the goal that I have been really seeking after since starting this YouTube channel is creating an online course that has the perfect product market fit. And that is where I'm looking to make 100% of my income. So that is going to be the next topic. I created an entire video where I give you guys the behind the scenes of actually creating and launching my first online course and the major lessons that came along with it. And I'm definitely going to be diving into this topic further in future videos on this channel. But to give you kind of an overview, the way that it worked was I would read patterns. I would recognize patterns of what people were asking me. And then I decided, okay, it's time to create something. And I hopped on the phone with about 15 to 20 people and asked them a ton of questions. I asked everyone the same questions. And from there, once again, picked up on the patterns of what it is that people really needed. And from there, put my head down and created a program. Now, one of the reasons why I was so burned out in the last video that I recorded was because I had been creating that course, right? And I mentioned in the 6-month video that I had beta testers going through the program. Well, here I am 6 months later, and I have launched my online course now twice. Literally finished the last course launch on Thursday this last week. So I am breathing again after a launch period, which you experience so much self-doubt and anxiety throughout that phase. So how has that gone? The first 6 months of having an online course, how much money am I making? So the first time that I launched the program, I made $17,000. Now, keep in mind, it took me a year to build the program before I even knew if it was going to work or not. So while it seems like, oh, great, I made that in, a month period, it kind of took 8 months to make that amount of money kind of thing. So 17,000, awesome, right? I was super happy with that. And then I just launched again, and I did a $32,000 launch this time. So altogether, it's about $49,000 that has come in from having an online course. So you can see that a YouTube channel paired with an online course is a great way to make money, because relying on AdSense and small products like the social teaser template or affiliate marketing is going to take a lot longer to really build that up. So I cannot recommend having an online course enough. I also want to note that the online course genuinely is changing lives. So it makes me so satisfied to be making money in a way that is actually getting people where they want to be going. And I'm actually making an impact rather than just making money just to make money, which is often what it felt like previously in running my video marketing business. People were paying me to make money, but they're paying me to make videos, but they weren't actually getting the results because they weren't fully invested in video. It was just a small part of their marketing plan versus the full strategy. And now my program really is helping people implement a full video marketing strategy so that they actually get results. So I personally am so excited to be at this place where I have proven the concept for the program. I know moving forward that the launches will continue to get better and better, and the program itself will continue to get better and better. So I'm happy to say at the 2-year mark, I am making money. Well, that was a lot of information. Hopefully you got some serious nuggets from this one. I would love to know what you have learned. So go ahead and drop a comment below letting me know. And if you haven't already, remember to let me know how long you have been watching this channel so that I can get to know you more. And hey, if you have any ideas for what you would like to see on this channel, then also let me know that, because I will be filming another batch of videos next week. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.